This is James with Worn and Wound, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of the Pebble smartwatch. This is the watch that pairs via Bluetooth with your smartphone, whether it is an iOS device or an Android device, and it gives you some, kind of extends that functionality from your phone to your wrist, and lets you do some pretty cool things. So we're going to go through the watch itself and then dive into the menu and the features and show you what it can do and how it all works. So let's get started. Okay, so taking a look at the watch itself, I chose the jet black model, and it is definitely a very nice black. I would say it definitely looks better than all the images that I've seen online. It's lightweight, 18 grams is what the head alone weighs. And then the strap adds another 18 grams to make it the total 36, the stock strap. I swapped this strap out for a nice leather strap with some white stitching. The watch is 30 millimeters across and 50 millimeters from lug to lug with 22 millimeter lugs, so that you're able to swap out the strap for any number of options. The watch is controlled via the buttons on the device. We have an up and down buttons and a menu button here. And then on the other side, there's a back button. And down here, these little dots are part of the magnetic charging cable. They use a proprietary magnetic charging cable that helps keep the watch water resistant to 50 meters. So it has that rating. So splashing around, swimming is okay. But beyond that, you're probably not going to want to take it much further into the water at that point. So it definitely is a plastic digital watch, but it doesn't look cheap to me. It actually looks pretty decent. I've seen a lot of pictures of people that have it on NATO straps, lots of leather ones, so you can really change it up a bit and keep it from looking too much like an inexpensive plastic watch, when in all actuality it's $150 worth. So here is the stock strap that comes with the watch. As you can see, it's a fairly plain rubber strap. Not much to it. It's comfortable enough, but I wouldn't choose to wear it on the watch all the time. Maybe for sport activities it would be okay, but as far as an everyday thing, no, swap it out for something else. But they had to get it out the door with something, and this worked well enough, at least for that function. So this is the proprietary charging cable. You can see the connectors that match the side of the Pebble, and they just snap in via magnets, and then you plug this into any USB powered device, and you're charging the watch. They say charge will last up to a week, and I suspect that probably depends a bit on usage, but that's all there is to it. You plug it in, and it charges away. There's not a battery indicator when the watch is actually running. You do get a notification within 12 to 24 hours of a low battery, but being able to just check your charge, there's not a way to do that at present until you really need to get it on the charger. Okay, let's scroll through the menus and take a look at what's in here. So hit the back button, and that takes us into the menu system. And it starts off with the watch faces, the installed ones: text watch, fuzzy time, classic analog. The fuzzy time rounds it to the nearest 5s, which is kind of fun. Classic analog is your 3-hand analog watch with ticking seconds hand, and the day and the date. This is the only watch face that has the day and the date, and I find that I really miss having it on the fuzzy time and the text watch, because they're the ones I prefer. It'd be really nice to be able to push one of these buttons and have the day and the date appear, but presently that does not happen. It's not the case. Hopefully maybe in another release down the road they'll put that in. So below the clocks are your music control, the alarm function, your settings, and then any watch faces that you've installed from the app. This is big time. It shows the time with these nice big thick numbers that you're certainly not going to be able to miss. Alright, let's take a look at the music function. I've got some music queued up here. Turn that down just a little bit. And let's go ahead and we're going to play. So what this lets you do, once I select the music, is I can now have my phone maybe in a dock playing music, or in my pocket with some headphones walking around, or in the store, And without needing to pull my phone out or take it out of the dock or go into the room where it is even, I can control the playback through the watch. I can skip forward, skip backwards, or pause. So if we go ahead and just pause this track, whoops, sorry. There we go. And then we'll fire it back up. Then if I decide, this isn't the one I want to listen to, just tap the back button a couple times, and there we go. It goes right to the next track. The information does display on the Pebble screen, although it is truncated a bit. The title is not fully displayed, and the album title across the bottom is not fully displayed. It'd be nice if they could scroll that information somehow, but you're listening to the track, you're going to know what it is, even without seeing all that information. So a very handy feature, implemented very easily, and it's something that definitely I find pretty handy to use when I'm out and about. Okay, in the settings here, let's take a quick look. We have the Bluetooth, date and time, display, about, shutdown, and factory reset. So you can come into the settings and it will show you that your Bluetooth settings, show you the Pebble number and what you're connected to, and that the Bluetooth is on. Your date and time, you can actually set the date and time if you choose, but I found that it pulled right over from my phone. The display, here we have the backlight, so you can have it on. And now you can see that it is actually glowing. You can actually make that out, and you can have it off, of course. And then there is a auto function, which is an ambient light controller. So it reads the ambient lighting and decides whether or not it needs to have the backlighting on. And if it's dark enough and it needs the backlighting, you can just simply flick your wrist, and that will turn the backlighting on for you, and you'll be able to read the time. So pretty handy. It's a nice feature. Here you have your notifications. You can toggle that on or off. So maybe when you go to bed, you want to toggle those off. And the font size, small. You have small and large as your options, and that's for notifications, whether or not the notification size is small or large. So those are the settings for the watch. Pretty simple, but they definitely get the job done. Okay, lastly, let's take a look at the Pebble app, and you can kind of get a little bit of an idea. I already have this paired and set up, obviously, but in order for it to work, you need the Pebble application to be able to communicate with the Pebble watch. And they're free on the Android and iOS app stores. When you receive the Pebble, it will tell you to pair it up with your phone via Bluetooth, and it goes through all of the steps and steps you through how to do that. It will ask you to access your contacts so you can have the caller ID features on your watch, and just goes through and really easily sets everything up. It shows here some status information that I'm connected, can show the help, which just takes you out to a web page, and breaks it down by Android, iOS, user guide, and troubleshooting, so you can go right into any one of these, and it will show you how to get started in all of the other areas. Charge, app, pair it. So you can see right here even they've got very good step-by-step directions. Go back to the Pebble app again. So over here are where you can install additional watch faces, and I've got one Big Time 12 installed, and we can select other ones here. Brains, Segment 6, Just a Bit, Big Time 12, Big Time 24, and Tic-Tac-Toe are the apps that they have installed right now. Whoops, telling me I have no more space to remove an app. So that's interesting. If I can only have one app or one watch face on here at a time, that's interesting. I'll have to do a little research on that. I believe this is where apps are going to be available. Once the SDK is out, you'll be able to download them right from the Pebble app. To control notifications on the iPhone, you do that through the Settings tab into Notifications. This is a little bit of a pain, in my opinion. You have to go through and toggle the alert style on and off for the ones that you want to receive. But that does give you granular control over which ones you do receive, because you only get the ones that you have set up and toggled that way. The problem I've run into is when the connection is dropped, I lose a lot of the notifications. I have to go back in and retoggle those notifications, which I've been having to do once or twice a day. Some of them will work, some of them won't. So that's a little bit of a disappointment that I'm hoping they can fix with another software update. So that's it. That is a look at the Pebble smartwatch. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was helpful. Sorry if it was a little bit sketchy at times. This is my first video review, and I'm not using the camera I was hoping to use, but we'll work on that. So thank you very much.